Nobody fired you. But after the merger, something changed. Maybe it was leadership. Maybe people you trusted just started leaving. Maybe meetings started feeling different. Maybe your team was reorganized. Or maybe it was just harder to name one single thing. But you just knew. This wasn't the same company anymore. And eventually, you yourself decided to leave. If that experience sounds familiar, I would love to speak with you. I'm Rashid Umar. If you follow Build the Case, you've probably seen parts of my doctoral journey. I'm a doctoral candidate at the University of La Verne, and I've now reached an important stage of my doctoral research. I'm conducting a study to better understand the experiences of African American professionals who worked in the technology industry during a company merger or acquisition and later chose to leave that organization. And now, I need people willing to share those experiences. Because when companies merge, we measure a lot. Revenue, performance, headcount, turnover, retention. We can see that people left. But those numbers don't necessarily tell us what those people experienced before they made that decision to leave. That's the part I'm trying to understand. What actually changed? What did you notice? How did you interpret what was happening around you? And how did those experiences relate to your eventual decision to leave? I'm not looking for a particular kind of story. I'm not asking anyone to prove that their former employer was good or bad. I'm trying to understand the experience from the perspective of the people who actually lived it. So, if you're an African American professional who worked in the technology industry, experienced a company merger or acquisition, and later voluntarily left that organization, your experience may be relevant to this study. Participation involves a confidential online interview lasting approximately 45 to 60 minutes. We'll talk about your experience with organizational change and your decision to eventually leave. Participation is completely voluntary, and the information you share will remain confidential. If you're sitting there thinking, yeah, this sounds a lot like what happened to me, I'm not asking you to commit to anything just because you watched this video. I'm asking you to take one smaller step. Review the study information provided in the description below. And if you're interested in learning more about the study and participating, contact me using the information provided there. But here's another way you can help. Maybe you don't fit the study, but Think about the people you've worked with. Someone went through a merger. Someone whose team changed. Someone who watched coworkers leave. Someone who eventually decided to leave themselves. Maybe you remember them saying something like, "This just isn't the same company anymore." Did someone come to mind? If they did, send them this video. They don't have to participate. They can review the information and make that decision for themselves. But sharing this may help this research reach someone whose experience I would otherwise never hear about. I've spent years getting to this point in my doctorate studies, and this stage is different because this part isn't about me having any more to say. It's about listening. So if you've lived this experience, I'd be honored to hear your story. And if you know someone who has, I'd appreciate you helping me reach them. Thank you for following this journey. Thank you for supporting the research. And most importantly, thank you for helping me listen.